Most people wake up to this sound. The sound of an alarm clock going off in the morning next to their bed, and they have to struggle to get out of bed every single morning. I have felt this way in the past too, and many people struggle with the fact that they don't get enough sleep. And they're aware of this, but they don't know how to be more aware in order to actually take action. And so for the past year, what I've done is every day I've tracked in a Google Sheet the number of hours of sleep I got the previous night, as well as rated my productivity and satisfaction throughout the day on a scale from 1 to 10. And I did this in a Google Sheet every single day since the start of 2018. So the reason why I did this every day is because I want to be more aware of the number of hours of sleep that I get every night, and I want to try to determine the optimal number of hours of sleep in order to maximize my own productivity and satisfaction. And at the same time, I also want to be more aware of my productivity throughout the day so that I can try to motivate myself to do as much as I can each day. So now for the results. The first interesting finding that I had is that at 7 hours of sleep per night, I have the highest average productivity and satisfaction. And this is about in line with what I expected, since people usually say you should get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And it makes sense, because if I get less than 7 hours of sleep, then I'm probably going to feel really sleepy. I'm not going to be able to focus and do all the things that I need to do, especially at the quality that I want. And if I get too much more than that, well, then I'm just sleeping into the possibly productive hours of the day, and so my productivity suffers in that way. However, even though my stats suggest that 7 hours is optimal, I do usually try to go for about 7.5 or 8, just because I feel more energized that way. And if you look at the distribution of that number of hours of sleep I get every single night, you can see that, as expected, it's about in a nice bell-shaped distribution. And luckily for me, which is something that I'm very proud of, is that my sleep has been pretty consistent in that it's pretty rare for me to get less than 6.5 hours of sleep or more than 9.5 hours of sleep. And also, the most frequent number of hours of sleep that I get is 8, which is pretty much what I'm aiming for. And my average sleep throughout the year is about 8.1 hours, so that's pretty optimal. So month to month, if you look at my data, you can see that my statistics are pretty much constant in that my sleep doesn't fluctuate that much throughout the year. The same with my productivity and satisfaction, which is pretty good for me because I'm already pretty close to what I want my sleep amount to be. And so going forward, even still, I'll try to make my sleep more consistent, because if you look at the daily stats, you can see there's still quite a bit of variation from day to day in terms of my hours of sleep. So I want to get that to a more consistent 7 or 8 hours. So overall, I'm really glad that I did this throughout this year, because it made me so much more aware of the amount of sleep that I'm getting, and it also made me feel like I was so much more motivated to actually do things throughout the day that were productive. And in terms of productive things, they don't just have to be work. I mean, you could be working out, you could be working, you could be talking with your friends. I mean, there's so many things that are productive outside of just work that I've realized myself that I can fit into a single day. Thank you all for watching this video. I would encourage that if you often feel like you're not getting enough sleep or you need some more motivation to be aware about your productivity, then maybe you can do the same and record your sleep, productivity, and satisfaction every single day. And you can see if maybe you can find out some things that you didn't expect about yourself. So going forward, I'm very excited because over the next couple of weeks, I'm actually going to be traveling in Singapore, Thailand, and Dubai. And I am planning to vlog those, so those will be up on my YouTube channel within the next month or two, and they should be really exciting, so stay tuned for that.